Hello, it is Talking Reds in association with NordVPN. I am John Gibbons, this is Ian Salmon, and this is Rob Gutmann. And we're here on a lovely Tuesday morning. It is lovely sunny. Ian Salmon's got his shorts on. It is that beautiful in Liverpool. And also, it's an exciting day because transfer season isn't even upon us, Rob, and things are happening. There is a live breaking story. You're recording your gutter at 11:30, and you might have to rip up your agenda, Rob, because things are moving that fast. We think Frimpongs' agent is in a car driving to Liverpool. Poor Richard Hughes, everyone else is on holiday. Everyone else is all around the world getting drunk, but he's still working. And Jeremie Frimpong, it looks like a thing.
We have a live one. Yeah, we've got the team, the boys and girls in the back room. They're working on it as we speak, ready for the gutter show we're doing next. It started building through. Day before yesterday, there was some murmurings that Frimpong's serious, and then yesterday some of the journalists who we sort of trust, like Florian Pettenberg and Fabrizio, started saying
the ones who've got real jobs.
You're saying shit, not utter spoofers.
who we also listen to on occasion as well.
Yeah, who contribute to the Anfield Wrap every now and again. Lovely lads. And lasses occasionally. Although I don't think women are stupid enough to obsess themselves with
You don't really
transfers.
spoof over transfers.
No, it's very much a male pastime, isn't it? But part of more toxic masculinity, spoofing over transfers. Yeah, all the patriarch do next. But anyway, so it just feels like it's one that's gaining quite a bit of momentum. I actually think, if in terms of our Topline Sources, Joycey, I think about 48 hours ago, said, look, Frimpong is a serious target for Liverpool. He wasn't
commenting. It's done then if Joycey says he's
a
serious target.
Yeah, he wasn't. If Joycey's saying it, suggests he's had a nod from on high at LFC potentially. And by the time Liverpool are giving nods from on high, it's when they're really confident stuff is done. Obviously, it ain't over till it's over, Brian. But for the kids, but.
I've just gone full Lenny Kravitz on that one, to be honest. I'm singing in my head and nobody will swear that.
Okay. So, yes, it looks exciting and it looks highly possible. He's got the right sort of profile, I think, for the sort of right back we'd want, because we already have one, and I don't mean Trent, because he's not one of ours anymore. We have Connor Bradley. The only question marks against Connor really is how available he can be with his injury record and whether he has to work some things out of his system over the next year or two. So Frimpong doesn't just provide a cover, he can share that position, and he's also a winger by trade. He's lightning quick, can deputise for Mo Salah if we need him be.
This is the thing, if you need to, you can push him forward, can't you? So it's a case of...
And there's an AFCON and stuff like that, so I think his versatility is something that should be thought of an asset rather than something that's worrying people.
Plus a £30 million release clause.
We love a release clause.
We love a release clause. This is all really good stuff. I mean, it's weirdly, it feels nailed on. It's felt nailed on for about 2 months at the moment, and a couple of months ago.
Ever since he did a Scouse accent to
did he do it?
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's not bad at all.
I'm off Twitter, so I see nothing. So all of a sudden, everyone except me was talking about Jeremie Frimpong. Great highlights from Twitter. That'll do.
He does it to Gravenberch, I think.
Yeah, Gravenberch or Virgil. Yeah.
Oh, is it all right, lad? That one. Yeah, I think I've come across that.
A very squeaky sort of John Ed version of it. It's quite niche.
John Ed's really going to translate the fans outside, basically a Liverpool postcode. Well, in that case, the fact they seem so nailed on, this is great, because the idea of actually sharing the right back position makes perfect sense, because Connor's not that position where you can play him for 38 games in a row and hope he'll be okay. There's nobody on the books as a backup at the moment anyway. Has Calvin Ramsey gone? Do we still own him?
Oh, don't worry about him.
So that poor lad who looked like he had all the talent in the world and all the potential. He's obviously not.
His body's let him down, unfortunately.
Which happens when you're that young, and that's one more reason why you can't push Connor as much as we need to, because so far we've not seen him put together such a convincing run of games without picking up some kind of injury, which is normal when you're a young player, and Gerrard went through exactly the same sort of injuries. But to be able to share that load with somebody who is obviously class and get him cheap and have him play two positions, it's a no-brainer.
I remember reading something, I think it was in the Pep Lijnders book, at the height of the Klopp era, as we can now refer to it as. He talked about how the one thing that concerned them with the way they set Liverpool up to play was they asked their fullbacks in particular to do an inordinate amount of running. And I don't think there's any less requirement of that in a slot system from what I've seen.
Just a different type of running now.
Yeah, just a different type of running. And they Linda's used to say we used to worry about what our moves were on 65 with our fullbacks. Could they ease off and we slightly change how we were attacking, or did we need to have lads who we could bring on for them? Now, in this case, Frimpong and Bradley would be excellent substitutes for each other.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're saying, but I think particularly given the position. Also, I said it earlier, but we've been talking in this sort of gutter shows we've been doing in recent weeks that whatever positional needs you can think of that LFC need going into this summer, one quality they need is pace. We're going to lose probably our fastest player, Darwin, this summer for other reasons. But one thing you can't deny about Darwin is
lose.
Yeah.
It's a loose concept there.
But he was a threat when teams wanted a high line against us. Obviously, our previous fastest player in the world, Mo Salah, cannot be that anymore.
No.
Diaz is quick. Diaz and Gakpo are quick and smart, but I wouldn't say they're absolutely lightning. Jota certainly isn't. So, adding some pace down the flanks, and if the other rumour link is to Milos Kerkez is true, he looks quick enough to me as well. And that's even before you talk about what forward or forwards we might bring in.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of debate in the chat on YouTube about whether he can play right back, whether he is a right back. He played right back at Celtic, and yesterday I had a really interesting with Kevin Graham, who's from a Celtic State of Mind podcast, absolutely brilliant podcast up there in Scotland. And Frimpong played right back at Celtic. He was a right back when he came through, or converted right back when he came through at Manchester City, and played solidly at right back. I think 100% of the games at right back for Celtic, and it was there he got his move to Bayer Leverkusen and moved slightly up the pitch to a right wing back, which I'd pretty much argue Liverpool play anyway. So if you need some convincing on whether Frimpong can play right back, do listen to that. There is the caveat of it being the Scottish League, and Kevin is very honest about that in terms of the quality that they're facing, and also how much defending Celtic have to do on a week by week basis. But he talks really well about him as a player, as a person, as a character, and that pace that we've been talking about as well. So that is available for Anfield Wrap subscribers as an audio show that went out yesterday. So do give that a listen if you want to. Download the app if you've not already, and that is available there for you to listen to if you need a bit of convincing on his right back abilities. It'd be nice to get one done sort of quite quickly. It'd be a bit of a statement if they get the Trent replacement in particular done quite quickly, and I think it'll show that Liverpool mean business this summer. If the champions are getting the first big signing in, then it's not bad at all.
I think it's brilliant. This was the first thing I thought when I came into the office this morning ready to do this. I was kind of like looking at it going, well, that's serious. The fact that if we're in advanced talks now, we know clubs are in advanced talks with players, but if there's so many people reporting we're in advanced talks, then those advanced talks are advanced talks if we're going to gradiate advanced. But it shows the intent. It shows the fact that we can, after the weekend particularly, move on from Trent. Just let's move on from the idea of Trent, and let's know what's coming next, because that really dilutes the issues.
Get Trent to sing his name on the pitch like Klopp did.
Yeah, I can't see any issues with that one whatsoever. Let's put Trent in the middle of the pitch on his own. Yeah. Scouse in our team, Jeremie Frimpong.
Yeah.
He can do the accents. He's
got the accent.
It is. It's a real intent. It's a real statement that you are going to move on. We know. Yeah, we've been talking about big summer, and the fact that we're still talking about Dean Hussein and Milos Kerkez, we could be looking at Virgil being the only one of our starting back four, who's still a starting back four next season.
Yeah, no, it is all change, but all change from a positive position, Robert, and that is what's nice, is that people are looking at Liverpool, looking at the league table, looking at the fact that we can afford to just go off all around the world and enjoy ourselves, while others are stressing about whether they're going to get Champions League qualification, European qualification, sort of what it is, and then we're making signings already, and it looks great to us, but you've got to think sometimes how it looks from the outside as well, and people thinking like, Liverpool are the team to beat again next year.
I think it's an important summer in the transfer market. I mean, I suppose you can sort of say that every year, but I feel with the respective fates of the big three this season, City, Arsenal and Liverpool, and how people have perceived them at the beginning of the season, at the end of the season, I think how people will perceive them by the start of next season will be hugely influenced by who people have brought in. So I think the notion of winning the transfer window, which fans love to talk about online, will be something come August when do we start? 16th or something like that. I think it'll be something in as much as how confident squads feel about themselves. I mean, let's take Arsenal for example. They've had a weird, disappointing season, but they still consider themselves part of the new elite. They got to the semi-final of the European Cup. Their league campaign has been poor, but they can tell themselves a story that it was about injuries to some extent. If they make 2 or 3 really good signings, there'll be a momentum around. They brought in Zubamendi. Let's say they bring in a striker that everyone thinks is decent, and one other. They'll go into the season feeling, yeah, this is the one. This is the season we can really have a go. Now, the proof of the pudding will be on the eating, but I think this applies to City, and I think it applies to us as well in particular. The rest of the league, well, we don't know. I mean, Newcastle might pull some rabbits out of the hat and end up being title challengers. But I think all eyes will be on those 3, and I think which of the 3 of us wins the transfer window will be something of a thing, I think, in terms of confidence. I mean, we obviously have the head start on that we are champions. We start with a correct sense of entitlement. We are the better team. We finish the season as the better team. If we are notably strengthened and everyone goes, shit, I can't believe Liverpool have now got him, and they re-signed Virgil and Van Dijk, people will forget about the weakening that is losing Trent. And there'll be a momentum and a confidence around Liverpool, and the squad will buy into it. That's why it's important we buy and buy well.
Yeah, I think that's a massive one, because it is about perception, but it's also the fact that we've got the bones of a really good squad already. And I was saying this beginning of the season, I thought we'd finish top 2 this season, but I thought it would be between us and City. I didn't think Arsenal would be in the top 2, and still may not be. But I think I had a point there. It's gone completely. I know. I've got this in my head now. I'm live, so this is where I've fallen past. I thought we'd finish top 2. I thought we had a good enough squad, and that squad is still good enough. And whoever we let go, obviously, if we're letting Darwin go, which looks like it's happening, whoever we bring in is more likely to suit our style of play than Darwin has this season. If Diogo goes, whoever we get in is more likely to not have the same injuries that he's had all season. So we are in a position where we're strengthened, but we're also in a position where our manager is new, relatively young for a manager, and has shown us a different way to play for Liverpool. To take that same squad and make us that bit more measured, that bit calmer, and to win things. He's shown he can win things in his first season. Arteta's been there 5 years, has won the FA Cup with somebody else's team, and that's it. And Pep doesn't seem to be the same force he was, and City have bought badly. I think we've got a head start on everybody else, and starting with a signing this early, it's just a fantastic step to go for.
Got a gutter straight after this, award-winning gutter. Obviously, you'll be talking about Frimpong, but anyone else you're going to throw in today in terms of names you've seen around or positions?
No, you're making me think. I'm trying to what I put on the agenda. I want to talk about what Virgil said actually in an interview where he talked about he thought it needed to be a big summer for Liverpool, and he expected to be. I think it's quite telling, these quotes. It's not the first time he's referenced the transfer window actually in the last few weeks.
That conversation had to be in the signing of the contract, didn't it?
Well, it really smacks of that. I want to talk about Liverpool's net spend, quite frankly, over the last few years. I saw a study online that showed we are something like 8th in the net spend league in the last 4 or 5 years, which you can look at 2 ways. It's very impressive, given that the process has ended with Liverpool being champions. Or you can say, given Liverpool's resources, we now need to see the cash being splashed. I want to talk about that. Also want to have a chat about Luis Diaz, who, despite, I'd say, over a year worth of speculation as to whether his future was at Liverpool, because his father kept linking him to Barcelona. There's talk about whether he's getting paid enough. Certain people were unconvinced by him, but he's had a good season. I've been very pleased with him this season, and he's come out very categorically and said, okay, there's still talks to be had, but my aim is to stay at Liverpool.
Yeah.
There we are. Thanks a lot of you for getting your comments in as well. So the gutter, just on that, the gutter will be straight after this, will be available on audio and video for Anfield Wrap subscribers. So another reason to download the app to get stuck in to that. Just wanted to bring in a few comments. Sorry, I was just looking through these. A few people excited about the Frimpong thing, talking about his pace, talking what we were saying about maybe a lack of pace in the team recently. Someone saying, yeah, get him and Kirkes down the sides, and we'd really sort of go from there. I did enjoy this comment from Russell Stibley as well. Zubamendi is the worst DM I've watched this season. Absolute shite. So there we are. Fully on board with that. Yeah. Goes on to say he's been hooked 5 times at half time this season. So there we are. Dodged the bullets.
That's excellent. And if you do want to boo any player next season, Zubamendi's the one to go for.
I'm gonna
Zubamendi.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to the game dressed as a mountain and
and some tapas.
Yeah. Really get in his head. Yeah, he'd be crying for home after 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was North London forever. There's no mountains in North London. Well.
You can't even get to Wales from North London.
Yeah, exactly.
You can stand on the beach here and you can see mountains.
But anyway, Russell said he's shite.
That's
so that is
one
less thing to worry about.
Good news.
Okay, let's give a quick shout out to NordVPN. Huge thanks to them for partnering with us throughout the season. They're carrying on into next season as well, which is great. But one of the reasons is not just because they are incredibly sound people. It is because a lot of you are enjoying their fantastic service. I was using it at the weekend, enjoying a few things that weren't on telly in here, but were available on other services in other countries. And so how it allows you to do that is that first of all you sign up to NordVPN. It's nordvpn.com/TAW, and then you can change your virtual location with the click of a button. I get far too excited. I'm like, oh, where are we going to go today? Like I'm actually going. Went to Dallas on Saturday. Very excited. I was just there. I was over there packing some t-shirts away. Pretending I was in Dallas. So there
the FBI thought you were actually in Dallas. They couldn't find.
So if you're as sad as me, or you could just pick the country and let Nord choose for you, but it is that easy as a pick and button. That opens up streaming services that are available in other countries that you're not in. Obviously, it works the other way as well. So if you're going on holiday this summer and there's things that are on in the UK that you can't possibly miss, you can change it back to the UK and watch those streaming services that are available only here as well. But it works both ways. But I know for sport fans, for a lot of us, it has been really good this summer. Obviously, you need to get another subscription service, but they're really cheap. It's only here. They cost us loads. So that is a really, really good thing, a really good way to use it. There's also all the extra internet security things and stuff like that. There's loads of reasons to sign up, and they are all listed at nordvpn.com/TAW. So lots of security benefits to it as well. You can put it on up to 10 devices, and there is that 30-day money back guarantee. But thanks a lot to them. It's only us and Richard Hughes who are working here. Richard Hughes is doing deals. We're making red hot content. Everyone else is pissed off. I mean, they deserve it. They say that, you know, the sports people, especially footballers, you know, work too hard. It's round the clock and stuff like that. So I think they thought if there is an opportunity to disappear for a couple of weeks and enjoy ourselves, then grab it.
I'm kind of torn on this, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've just been talking to Josh about this upstairs, and I'm old. I'm top and bottom of the thing.
Do you mean the oldest man on YouTube?
I am the oldest man on YouTube by a significant distance. I am genuinely an old man shouting at clouds, and which I believe is a Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so I'm quoting these things I don't understand.
Down with the kids,
which is my life.
We've been going 50 fucking years.
Honest to God, I like winning football games. I'd have liked to have beaten Chelsea. I'd have liked to have beaten Arsenal. I'm kind of impressed by the fact that they've flown in, had a game of football, and flown back out on holiday again. And this appears to be what they're going to do for the next fortnight. Just fly in, play some footy, fly out. And if you can fly in, train for a day and play the way we did in the first half against Arsenal, you're probably a fairly good football team.
Yeah. Should have gone somewhere at half-time, shouldn't they?
They should have flown to a beat at half-time, come back, just pause the game, come back.
Just gone outside in the car park in Anfield, a couple of lagers, a couple of deck chairs, sorted them right out, and then bang, better second half.
Tannin Studio, there's loads in Anfield. 5-minute holiday.
Yeah. Maybe left Trent outside, just so that no unpleasantness happens. We look fantastic. We've won the league. I would have liked 91 points. We can't get it now. I would like, what can we get? 88? 89. I would like the 89. That's okay. That's a decent level to finish on. Just to shut up opposing fans, but opposing fans don't shut up anyway.
I wouldn't bank on us getting these 89, by the way.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't think
we still need 2 more wins.
Bayern's Monday, it's ages away. I'm sure they're enjoying themselves.
They'll fly back Sunday lunchtime. They'll be sad.
They're like Brighton. It's a beach there. And we are on that beach.
It's a bad beach, let's be honest.
I mean, if you want to come down early, we're doing a live show on the Sunday night, and then I think everybody's coming to the beach on Monday, so tickets are available for that, the live show, by the way, on Brighton. But if any of the team want to come, turn up, get down to Brighton early, like the boys have said, it's a good time sorted down there. Where are you with it, Rob? I like the normality of it. I like the enjoying it and celebrating as mates. I like the fact that it was someone who had to wear to go, right, we'll go away go away, take your missus away last week, get all that sweet, and then we'll all fuck off together is very, just a normal thing as well.
I mean, you got to keep reminding yourself you're champions.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a sort of sense of loss in my life.
I think Arna's been okay because he had like 12 girls holding up the letters champions behind him. I think he's probably.
I quite like that's happened in my life. I just walk down the street and
people
there's
walking
girls
around
holding
behind
their champions. Yeah. Old school, but it worked for me. But I'm feeling a sense of loss of being really wound up for games. Like I'm going, oh, it's the match this weekend, but I don't care. Oh, what's that all about? It's kind of. I found myself in the first half against Arsenal getting very excited, like it counted for something. I was having a lovely half time, and then when it didn't count, do you know what? Did I say it to Neil or on a show? It's like every game now is the Charity Shield. If you win, it's tremendous. If you don't, it didn't count.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And it's been 2 samples so far, and the next 2 I'm going to feel exactly the same.
I was, in fairness, very annoyed when I came out of the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I
was doing it.
second
I thought we
half
had
annoyed
one. I thought we had one.
I was fuming for all of 5 minutes, which is not my normal.
I calmed down by the time I got to the car.
Exactly.
And then I put on 606 and got wound up again.
Oh,
them guys.
Yeah.
Them guys. Okay. Listen, we are champions. I hope you've got someone walking around behind you with the letters, enjoying it. We're going to keep enjoying it. There's loads of great content on the Anfield Wrap, so do keep enjoying it all there as well. And we've got 2 more games and a parade to look forward to, so it can't be bad. If you want a red top for the parade, there's loads on the AnfieldWrap.com/shop. I think you need to order this week if you want it by the parade in time. It takes a little while to pack up and send over, so do try and order them this week if you do want one in time for the parade. Do enjoy the gutter, as all of you tend to, which is straight after this. And thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot for your comments as well. Huge thanks to NordVPN, of course, for partnering with us. Thanks a lot to Ian and Rob as well. I think I've thanked everyone possible. Ash has made it all happen. Without him, we'd just be fellas talking in a room. And we do it, but this is more fun. Thanks a lot. Up the Reds.